So this past weekend was the third biggest. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It was a D3 football game. Every single time there's a new Cortica, uh, which is the football game between the college that me and Brian went to, Ithaca College, and our rivals Cortland. Every time this happens, it always ends up setting attendance records. So we attended the largest, and apparently this one was the third largest. So I was like, all right, fun. Game's great. Like, didn't watch the majority of it, just
Do you
sort of
remember any of it?
chilled. Yeah, I actually remember a decent
Because
bit.
cause,
This
cause
one
you
dude
do
got
know
mossed.
someone got mossed?
Yeah, bro, Sports Center top 10. Like,
Like, was it
someone got
actually?
mossed. Yeah, no, it was actually so funny. I was like the first play I'm really watching that Ithaca like does anything good because they were sucking when I started to watch. Like Cortland started to catch back up. Um, they had like an interception and a dude mossed Cortland corner like
Like
30
hard?
yards. Yeah, 30
Oh,
yards for a touchdown. I was like, all right, easy. But
because
so
we all know what
wow.
happened last time I was at Cortica.
Oh yeah. Let's move forward. Jesus.
Keep it going.
The main thing with this one, love seeing everyone, big reunion, but one funny thing actually like topped everything. Jumbotron was just going around, and I was like, all right, sick. Like, it's a Jumbotron, whatever. They decided to Jumbotron on the cheerleaders right after that touchdown was actually scored. And so the cheerleaders are celebrating, doing whatever. Um, so they set up in a tower, and it's on the jumbotron, and the girl does a backflip, and she just keeps on going.
What do you mean?
She just ate shit. She ate shit. like not many people caught it because like everyone was still hype about the touchdown, but like on
Wait,
the jumbotron, like
one of the
her
girls. Oh
one of the
my god!
cheerleaders was doing a backflip and was being held up by like she was in like a pyramid, like she was high up, and so they were supposed to catch her behind. She just like you see her face smiling, and then it just unsmiles when you see the over rotation, and it's the funniest thing in the world. You actually see like the facial expression, and then
Oh
like they
my
cut the
god!
camera right when she hits the ground, and I just look down and she's like on the ground. I'm like, oh my god, I feel so bad.
I wish I could have been
But
there,
yeah,
but I also don't wish I was there because my sister's best friend got married this weekend, and my sister's best friend is like another sister to me. Like it was awesome. Like I teared up a little bit during the ceremony because like you're seeing somebody who you consider like family, and it was a great time. Bummed I didn't get to see everybody at Cortica. I'll be there. I guess
it
I'll be.
was fun.
I'll be. I'm honestly like, I'll see everybody soon. Now I'm just bummed that I didn't get to see somebody eat shit.
Yeah, I'm
Like
gonna be honest.
the closest I got to seeing somebody eat shit was we were getting off the shuttle to get back to the hotel after the wedding, and my sister almost ate shit.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say you saw someone else just like slip out real quick.
Nah, I ate shit at another wedding that I was at 2 weeks ago though. Like crashed down, like fell on top of somebody. Um, limbo. Some dude was hammered, limboed before me.
Limbo,
Dude limboed before
limbo.
me, spilled his drink. So I went and I didn't realize that he spilled, and my foot gave out, and I just went down.
Oh my god.
Uh,
I just
but
imagine.
yeah,
Oh my god.
um, screw Cortland. Ithaca beat them, and for every
Woohoo.
Ithaca bomber out there, when Cortica rolls around, we have one thing that we like to say: Cortland girls poop. Hey yo, welcome back to the High Kicks podcast. How we doing, Carl?
I am exhausted, but we got to record. I'm actually about to be heading to Europe tomorrow, so driving over to Boston, everything. Finger guns as always. Let's keep it rolling.
You want to put them up so people can actually see them because we're doing video this week? Because that was a bad angle.
You know what? I did it like here. I was like, it still works. Yeah, finger
Fair,
guns. Let's keep
fair,
it.
fair. So you're leaving for Europe. That's gonna be fun. Weird,
Mm-hmm.
weird vibes right now. We're recording this on a Sunday night, where usually we do Monday night or Tuesday night, and it's not even midnight yet. I mean, it's gonna be in like 5 minutes, but this is the earliest
Yes.
we've recorded an episode in a very long time.
I have deemed it necessary the for the occasion.
Cool. While you're
Yeah.
gone, I'm going to try and get some guest hosts on. I'm going to text Val, see if he wants to do an episode, see if we can get anybody else involved. Met a really,
Easy.
really, really cool guy at the wedding this past weekend. It was actually my sister's friend Wynn, who got married, her sister's fiance is like a huge footy guy. And he's a Liverpool supporter. And we were just shooting the shit the entire time, just like talking back and forth. And we got progressively drunker as the night went on, and the takes got progressively hotter. And it was phenomenal. And I think I want to have him on the show at some point. So that was just really cool. But it's gonna be weird doing this without you for a little bit.
You know what? I'll be back, as they say. I'll
I
be
don't even
back
know.
like
I
the
don't even know
Terminator,
when you're coming back.
like December 10th, 11th.
So you're going for like almost a month,
Yeah, pretty much.
and you're not gonna get to see any football.
Let's not talk about it anymore.
Cool. So let's talk about football, because that's what we do on this show instead of
Yo,
talking
I
about travel
hate
and
that.
weddings. What?
The fact that I won't be able to see any, like, I'm crying inside. That's
All right.
trash.
Cool. 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 You're still going to be in Europe. So we're jumping right into the matches for this week. We're going to try and make this one a little bit quick in talking about the Premier League, so we can spend more time breaking down our thoughts on some of the World Cup squads and having a World Cup prediction. But this first thing I'm about to say involves the World Cup squads because, one, Toney should be going to the World Cup, and
Yes,
two, he proved that against City. Like,
against the best team in the
best
world,
team in the
arguably.
best team in the Prem, potentially the best club team in the world. We're not sure.
Yes.
On paper, probably. And Toney scores not one, but two. And the second goal was the end of a great build-up play into the
Yep.
98th to silence the Manchester City crowd. Silence. I was shocked. Like, I woke up to a text from my mom being like, Brentford beat City. And I was like, what? Because we were hammered the night before, too.
It's just more impressive that Ivan Toney is not getting the recognition that he needs or that he deserves. I don't know why I
It's not
said
even needs,
needs
it's deserves. He's been
because
absolutely balling this year. And we'll
the the
go.
reason why Brentford's in the position they are, like without Ericsson and still being a very competent side,
They're
is
in 10th.
largely due to Ivan Toney.
Very largely.
And like with the downfall of other sides, like not complete downfall, but like honestly, Brighton's not been playing too hot. Chelsea's not been playing too hot. I don't think Brentford's gonna go ahead of Chelsea, but it possibly.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But
That's a good segue, because speaking of Chelsea, did you watch any of the Chelsea Newcastle match?
no, I did not catch any. I'm guessing they got dismantled.
Honestly, no. So it was an exciting match. It was pretty back and forth. The possessions were rather even. The passes were rather even. Even the touches. Like Chelsea had 668 touches.
Hmm.
Newcastle had 635. Like the passes were only separated by 20. They both had 23 tackles. Like it was a very even match until Miguel Almiron starts dribbling across the middle of the pitch in the 67th and takes a touch that's a little bit too hard, little bit too much on it, and he was going to lose the ball. And he basically like looked up and stepped away and saw Joe Willock running in, who was reading the play. And Willock hits a one-time curling effort by Mendy into the back of the net, and I was just like, "Wow!" Like
Surprise.
it was gorgeous,
All
like
right, let me see this.
gorgeous. You're gonna go look it up.
Yeah.
I'll just keep talking while you're looking it up. I mean, going into the break, Newcastle sits third, deservedly so. So they have the third best goal differential in the Premier League. They have the third most points, obviously, because they're in third. They are 8-6-1. They have won their last 5, and in those wins, it's Everton, Spurs, a 4-0 drilling of Villa, a 4-1 drilling of Southampton, and a 1-0 win against Chelsea.
They have been everything that we wanted and more.
Yep. I've absolutely loved it. The entire side has been fantastic. Have you seen the goal
At this
yet?
point, no, not yet. But I think the main thing, we at this point we're presuming maybe it would be more of a jump financially. Like that would be sort of
Mm-hmm.
supporting this. Like we were sort of thinking around this time was the time where they may be getting a little more money. Like even though it is sudden, like yeah, whatever. They're doing everything with just like their normal squad that
Yep.
they built out of just genuine chemistry
Yep.
and
There's a
legitimate
couple. There's a
tactics.
couple big signings in there. Bruno Guimaraes, Sven Botman, bringing in Nick Pope was very big. Alexander Isaac, but the big story for this side this season has been Miguel Almiron, and he's been there for a little bit. Joe Linton been there for a little bit. Joe Willock been there for a little bit. Yeah, they've been.
Bro, like I just don't know what to say about this side because I don't really see many ways for them to actively improve, which is crazy to say because every single side in the Prem, like you look at them and you're like, oh yeah, these are like massive flaws. It's just like as time will come,
They'll just get
like
better.
not they are amazing currently. I'm
I want to
loving the
see who they bring in January
yes.
because they're going to. And if it's anything like last window when the transfer, like when the transfer from the takeover happened, they're going to be calm, calculated, collected signings. Carl, you're watching that goal, and you know what I mean. It was gorgeous.
Bro, the ball in to begin with was beautiful.
The whole
It was
thing
like,
was beautiful.
bro, it was a crazy back heel, nice cut in. Like,
They
then,
are playing
yeah,
gorgeous football.
yeah, no, that's the main thing. It's not boring to watch either. It's not like I remember when Spurs was like really doing well, and it was just like this
Park the
is the
bus
most,
encounter.
yeah, yeah.
Yep,
That's when they were sitting top of the prem, and we were just like, all right, boys, like, what you doing?
yep, yep,
Like
yep.
Newcastle are playing legitimate football where like
Well, it's all
even
legitimate
on
football. I'm gonna start. It's all
yeah,
legitimate football. They're playing exciting football.
very exciting and
Yes.
very tactically diverse. Like they aren't just oh yeah, we're going to do like one thing against one team every single time. They're like yeah, we're going to mix this up, start throwing like different little reads in there, like really tactically change the game. because like we've talked about, it's not always, oh yeah, we have the better signings in all the positions. Like if we look at Chelsea's squad depth compared to Newcastle, like this shouldn't have been a conversation of what side to actually want.
Well,
But
squad depth maybe, but starting 11, they're similar.
starting 11, like you still have to give a nod to Chelsea though.
I mean, yeah. I would
But
say
like
Eddie Howe is probably a better manager than Graham Potter.
I
And
100% agree.
that's the difference. And
Yeah,
Newcastle are in phenomenal form.
I agree as well. And we don't know if like Chelsea's on decline or anything like that. Like it's also a new manager and they're trying to still settle in.
And new
I
ownership.
know.
And new
Yeah,
ownership.
like it hasn't been enough time to make any full read on that situation. So
Correct.
not gonna start bashing Chelsea, but congratulations to Newcastle.
I'm always down to bash Chelsea. What do you mean you're not going to start bashing Chelsea? We've been bashing Chelsea for 2.5 years.
No, I feel bad for them right now. They're actually bad.
Did you feel bad for Arsenal when they were bad?
No, that was like a meme entirely. Like
Chelsea
right
are gonna.
now,
Chelsea might get to
yeah,
that
Chelsea
status.
just have so much money.
Yeah, like actually
Chelsea,
though.
I'm like that's the main reason. I don't really feel bad for them. I'm just like, yeah,
Yeah,
like no matter what's happening, they're gonna make up for it eventually.
yeah. So I'm about to say a sentence that is not typically synonymous with the club that I'm about to. Well, it's synonymous with one of the clubs we're going to be talking about in this next match, but not the other one. Tottenham Hotspur were involved in the most exciting game in the Premier League this weekend.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. And the other side, if y'all are wondering,
Leeds.
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 Yeah,
Leeds.
Leeds is the most exciting team to watch in the Prem since they have joined the Prem.
Yeah. Not exciting in terms of,
Constantly
brilliant
winning.
football, but exciting because you just never know what you're going to get. I mean, they are so unpredictable. They're
You could get Americanned or
you can get merkened, you can get soccered, you can get pork roll pele'd, you can get Medford messied.
There's so many
They
different
could
options with
stuck.
that side.
They could come back against you and end your dreams, or they could absolutely collapse. And they collapsed this week.
They collapse and they can also just clap you at like random times though.
Yes.
You literally are just like, oh yeah, no, like we're on a run of form, we're the best team, blah blah blah. Clap. Like,
Shout out to Ben Tanker, though. I mean, that's
oh yeah,
impressive. Scoring 81, 83 to take your team from 3-2 down to 4-3 up.
gotta give it props. Gotta give
Yeah.
it props.
Spurs have been confusing me this season. I'm not going to lie.
I feel like the Premier League in general has just been a very confusing atmosphere right now.
Like,
You can't be like, oh yeah, like any side's gonna definitely come
so
out
here's my thing.
dominant
Here's my
besides
thing with Spurs.
Arsenal.
But here's my thing with Spurs. 2-0 loss to City or to United. 2-1 loss to Newcastle. 3-2 comeback win against Bournemouth. 2-1 loss to Liverpool. 4-3 comeback win against Leeds. They're struggling to win the games that a team in the top 4 should just easily win. And they're losing.
Steamroll.
Then they're losing to all of the other competitive sides in the top 4. And Liverpool are 7 points back of Spurs, but they do have a game in hand over Spurs. And I could see Spurs falling, and if Spurs fall, Man U gets 4, but I also could see Man U falling, and Liverpool have also been starting to get it back together, if you haven't been noticing. Being dead serious here.
They've been alright.
2-1, the 2-1 win against Spurs was pretty dominant, and the 3-1 win, I know I'm off topic here from what the board says, but I mean, Carl goes on his United ramble, so I'm taking my turn. Darwin
Yeah, I was gonna
Nunez.
say United.
Darwin Nunez scored a brace. Um, he's looking like he's actually starting to look like a good signing. I just
Yeah, it looks like he
the
learned how to take a first touch a little bit.
it's just interesting to me, and I've been seeing this all over Instagram lately, and I want to get your take on it. So we've all been talking about how Gabriel Jesus was having an amazing season for Arsenal, and this and that, and this and that. And Darwin Nunez has scored either more or the same amount of goals as him in the Premier League in 600 less minutes. And one of them is considered a early season flop, and the other one is having the best season he's had in years. And I just want to know what your thoughts are on that, because obviously Jesus influences the game in a lot of other ways other than just goal scoring. But at the end of the day, he's a striker and he's supposed to be scoring goals. And he's been playing in the Premier League for so long that there's not much adaptation, especially when he's going to a new manager that was his old assistant coach, so he knows his style. And
Yeah,
Darwin Nunez, it took him a little bit. He had to control his anger. He was a little hot-headed, but in the last couple matches, he's been
playing well.
he's been a force. And I don't know. I just think the early season flop, it's the same shit that got said to like Kai Havertz when he was not playing well in the beginning. Like
Kai Havertz was getting ripped a new one.
we label people flops way too fast.
I wouldn't have said that he was a flop. I just really thought his first touch was so bad.
His first touch still is dog shit.
Yeah, but like he's actually adapting for it now. Like
Yeah.
those first couple games, it was literally just,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I took the first touch that made everyone look at me like I shouldn't be on the pitch. Like,
All right,
yeah,
I'm
no
gonna
shit.
I'm gonna shut this down real quick and run us back into Spurs, because if we're gonna talk about Liverpool, I could do it forever. There was one
Yeah, and also,
hold on. There was one Liverpool topic I wanted to bring up, but I completely forgot to put it in the show, and we're already like 20 some odd minutes in. And if we start talking about the potential sale of Liverpool, we're not going to get to the World Cup until like 2 a.m. So we're going to
yeah,
skip over that, and I'll talk about that either on a solo episode or something else. I'll make something for that because I got thoughts.
yeah.
Yeah.
But in regards to Spurs, without Son, they're massively down bad, pretty much. Like I feel like that's the main thing. They just they're possessing a little more, I've noticed, but it's not really correlating to more chances or anything.
Yeah. I mean, Son is Son, so
Yeah,
yeah.
Son is one of the best strikers and wingers in the world, and he could play any position he wants.
Yes. So, Carl, we are going to move into our next topic. I would like
So
you
that time,
to. Yes, it is that time. We're going to get into the World Cup squads. And I would just
okay.
like you to use your internet, use your whatever browser you're going to use. I mean, I know it's Chrome because you have to be on Chrome to use Riverside. And just find
Oh, are you serious? I didn't
yeah,
know that.
yeah. And find a site that has all of the fixtures that have been announced, or not fixtures, squads that have been announced.
Oh,
ESPN has them all. Should be the first link.
okay.
Yeah. So first off, because it goes by group, I'm looking at the Netherlands squad here, and I'm noticing one omission.
Oh.
Sven Botman.
Hmm?
What?
So you're looking at the 2022 World Cup list.
All squad lists for Qatar on ESPN has all the
Yeah,
lists
you're
that have been announced.
Netherlands.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That's surprising to me. I mean, I like this Netherlands side a lot.
I sort of like what they're trying to do with the midfield.
You want to know who might ball the fuck out at this World Cup?
Who?
Xavi Simmons.
Yeah. That's who I was looking at.
Like I have Netherlands doing rather well. I like their roster. I also like
They're
the
one of my favorites.
yeah. Depay, Bergwijn, Luke de Jong, Wout Weghorst, or Wout Weghorst, however you want to pronounce it. English, like Americanized, it's Wout Weghorst, but Wout Weghorst sounds a lot better. Also, I think Cody Gakpo is going to ball.
Yeah.
I'm not too familiar with the Dutch pool of players in terms of who should have got put in and who shouldn't have. So,
I honestly really like the defenders that they've chosen in terms of the Dutch pool of players. Very dominant selection. They have one of the best defenses in the world, so I'm interested what options they're gonna throw out there because they have a lot that they can do. In terms of
yes.
midfielders, they went relatively young, and I'm really liking what they're doing with like some veteran talent. And of course, you have Frankie, so
Yep.
always gonna be going off. And then in terms of forwards, they went
Also,
for a nice mix. I feel like they are omitting someone in terms of a forward, but I like De Jong. De Jong isn't going to be the most dominant goal scorer, but he's one of these veteran talents. Really good for
yeah.
them,
Hmm.
Depay and Bergwijn.
Yep.
Like
Also,
I like.
Xavi Simmons can play up there. Cody Gakpo can play on the wing. So there's a lot
Mm-hmm.
to do with that squad. I'm excited to watch them play. I think they're going to fly through the group stage, and the tests for them are going to start in the knockout.
Yeah, like even though you look at Senegal in the same group, Senegal is just not anything of the same side. Even though
No.
Mane's going
Yeah.
off
I
and
don't.
doing
I don't.
everything.
I don't have too much breakdown for the Senegal side, honestly. Um,
No, they chose the best
they.
players that they had,
Yeah.
and based on what I'm looking at, I definitely see them coming second because
Yes.
Ecuador and
Guitar.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're not in the
All right.
competition
All
for
right. All
that
right.
group.
All right. Scroll down to Group B. You know what it's
Yeah.
time. You know what it's time for.
Well, we already talked about one of the talents being left out. Like, even though you have so many players here,
We're
like,
talking about England here, by the way.
yeah, for Callum Wilson,
Ivan Toney
he
over
does
Callum
not.
Wilson any day of
Yeah,
the week for me.
any day.
Any day.
Like that's a joke.
Any day. So there's a couple shocking players for me.
Maguire's on here. Why the fuck is he here?
Maguire is always going to be on there because Southgate
I
likes
know.
him, but in a perfect world from a standpoint of not Gareth Southgate's mind, Harry Maguire should be off this list and Fikayo Tomori should be on. Personally.
Oh, any day of the week. Also,
Personally.
Eric, I would take Tamari over fucking Eric Dyer.
Eric Dyer has been playing very well for Spurs lately.
He's very good, but what I mean is like you need to start going younger. Like Connor Cody, Eric Dyer, not massive fans of, in my own opinion. Yeah, I would probably just go for someone else, just because in regards to
Who?
the way that
Who?
those defenders move,
Who?
like there's so many English talents, bro. Like I would go for Chabaloa over these guys. I'd go for Tamori. You can name 8 more. Like I would go for any of them. Despite the season he's having. The Villa defender.
Mings?
Like I would take Tyron Mings
I
over
wouldn't.
any of these.
I wouldn't. Connor Cody's been playing really well. Eric Dyer's been playing really well. I understand why they're there. Older, some kind of more veteran leadership.
I understand. It's just that with this England side, I feel like they try to do it a little too much in terms
What are
of
your
that. A
thoughts on the
little.
midfield? Declan Rice, Jude Bellingham, Calvin Phillips, Jordan Henderson, Connor Gallagher, Mason Mount.
I really like Jude Bellingham.
Connor Gallagher is shocking to me that he is in this team.
I feel like it's the personal bias with the coach as well. Like I'm just sort of like, yeah,
Yeah. I mean, it just so he wasn't necessarily there for all of the other rounds of qualifying and the last groups of friendlies and all of this other stuff.
yeah,
And I don't necessarily think he's done too much at Chelsea to earn the call up,
no.
but I think talent-wise he is good enough to be here.
I feel like that's what they're currently doing. Like because the rest of the players on this team, like they're still very deep in this competition, and like
How would you like to see this team line up? Actually, we can go over strikers in a little bit.
probably like a 4-3-3, but like with like two forwards and a striker. So like instead of like real wing based, like sort of keep it tight and do like two like a right forward and a left forward. Because I feel like if
Okay.
you really integrate Harry Kane like that and then you throw like you have to have Saka on the pitch, and then Foden's probably your next guy right now. So you end up swapping Sterling into that every once in a while. You throw Rashford a game or two, like you just keep on growing that side here and there, and then you can move Grealish back. You can put Madison back. Like Mount's amazing down there already, and Bellingham's
So
arguably going to become one of the best midfielders in the world, like
so my
without a
midfield.
doubt.
So if we're going 4-3-3,
I'm going 4-3-3, but like
if we're
really
going
tight.
4-3-3, I have Stones and Dyer or Stones and Cody, even though it's gonna be Stones and Maguire.
Oh,
Um,
I have Stones and Ben White. I give it to Ben White right now.
Ben White's been playing too much right back this season.
I think he would still be able to pull it back.
I
Because
agree,
then I would
but
have Kyle Walker as well, and Kyle Walker can also play right back, center back. So then, like,
I so the issue that I'm seeing here is Luke Shaw has to start
yeah,
because he's the only left back.
Trippier actually can play left back though,
True.
but he just hasn't been.
Yeah. I think Trent's going to be on the bench, personally. I don't think he should, but I think he will be.
Yeah.
My midfield should be Declan Rice, Jude Bellingham, and probably Jordan Henderson, but I don't know if he can go through a whole game, so maybe Calvin Phillips, even though he's a little bit out of form due to injury. I don't think Declan Rice, Jude Bellingham, and Mason Mount leaves your midfield defensive enough, which is why I didn't say those three. And I mean, I got Saka, Foden, and Kane up top. I think if you don't have those three, you're wrong, objectively.
Yeah.
Everything else I said is subjective, and you could go either way.
Yeah,
Saka,
because if you throw Declan Rice, Bellingham, and Phillips, like that's a super defensive midfield, and Bellingham is really back and forth, so you're able to
yeah,
do pretty much whatever you want.
yeah, yeah.
They this team, it's just hilarious how much we're talking about it. They're taking the group, by the way. If you're wondering like why we're talking about them like this, it's Iran, the U.S., and Wales. Wales will probably end up taking second, and the U.S. will disappoint. But I don't really want to.
I think this is gonna be my segue into the U.S. roster. I think we pull second in this group. I really do.
I think we do,
So
but
our midfield
I don't want to get too hyped.
with McKinney, Musa, Adams, Aronson, the ability to have all of them and whatever. Jordan Pifok should be on this list. He should. Jordan Pifok or Ricardo Pepi, one or the other.
Oh, I'd put Ricardo Pepe in a heartbeat.
Pepi.
Pepe, whatever.
Yes. I like that Josh Sargent's here though. He's been balling for Norwich.
That is true.
So, deserved. There's not really much I want to say about the US side. It's just
No,
perform.
I'm excited to see like Yedlin, Dest, but there's a lot of talent on this US side that can push a lot of other sides to their limits
Mm-hmm.
if everyone starts peaking.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I'm really interested if those couple light bulbs can click and they can be one of those sides.
Yep. Yep. I
In
I'm
terms of
actually
Wales,
I'm gonna skip over
like,
Wales. I'm actually
yeah.
shockingly gonna skip over Argentina because we know what they're capable of. We know how good they are. We'll talk about them in the predictions. We do not need to break down their
No.
roster.
Real bro, we just did it with all the other ones real quick. Lissandro Martinez, Gas, Traffico,
No, but
like
that's
I'm
that
really
that.
impressed by
Did you say Traflico?
yeah.
Tagliafico. I don't. I mean more. We can run it down, but we don't need to like go into great detail because we know how good this side is. We know that they're in the best form of any national side in the world right now.
Yeah.
We know that they're gonna put out the best possible team they can. We know how they're gonna play. We know how Messi plays with this side, and I'm expecting great things.
I'm happy that Dybala is really gonna be integrated within this set again.
Yes, yes,
But
yes.
like you said, let's move forward because Poland is also fun to talk about a little bit.
Poland's Lewandowski, and there's not much. I mean, I don't.
It's Chesney too.
Szczesny won. Well, I mean, yeah, but I, honestly, I don't think they get out of this group. I think it's Argentina and Mexico.
I
I just
don't
do,
know.
but we'll get into that more in predictions. I'm just
Yeah.
we're already almost at the 40-minute mark, so I'm trying to find the bigger squads for us to break down. One thing I'm looking at is Denmark only brought 2 keepers, and that's ballsy as shit.
Yeah, but I like seeing Ericsson back, so screw it.
Yes, yes, yes. They're still a dark horse. This side is
And
fire,
then you take a peep at France, and then you're like, holy shit.
dude, dude. So
Yeah.
one thing I'm noticing, so Matteo Guendouzi has flipped his script from being the Arsenal difficult boy to he's balling.
Yeah.
He's talented as all hell. We were texting with Val and we were confused as to why Mike Mignon wasn't on this roster. He's hurt. Makes sense. Milan doesn't think he's going to be
Yeah.
back until January. That is why he's not here. But holy mother of fuck, and pardon my language for saying that, but the forward line here of Karim Benzema, Kingsley Coman, Usman Dembele, Olivier Giroud, Antoine Griezmann, Kylian Mbappe, and Christopher Nkunku. I don't care how you want to line that up. That's deadly. Lucas and Theo Hernandez, Presnel Kimpembe, Konate, Kunde, Pavard, Saliba, Upamecano, Varane.
You could take out,
I shit you not,
like, you could take
Varane.
out Benzema
Yeah,
and Coman, and they're still better
then like
with four players
then every
than the
team we've talked about.
majority of the world.
Yes.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So, but I shit you not
Maybe England beats them out.
with the defenders, Brazil also with the defenders that I listed. I don't know if Varane starts.
Oh no, Varane's lost that foot. I don't think Varane starts anymore.
Yeah, yeah. Glad we're on the same page there. I mean, Saliba has to
I'd
start.
probably start Kimpembe. Saliba has to start based on the way that he's playing.
I would maybe
Upamecano
start.
though, like I'm telling you, like he's really capable, and
He's
Kunde is
capable.
able to play the
I,
right
I
and
would.
the left.
I mean, Theo Hernandez is going to play the left,
Yeah, no shit.
and Benjamin Pavard's going to play the right.
I hate Pavard at the right, just in terms of FIFA, but he's so good, and like they can
Carl,
just
the real
never
world is
get
not
that.
FIFA.
I know, but FIFA matters sometimes. Yeah, but no, Pavard's actually such a talent at right back. It's just like people always overlook him because he isn't as flashy as a lot of other players, but
Yep.
the way that he holds down the back with his passing and such as well. It's very impressive.
Yes. 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 So we're going to slide into the so-called group of death. The only thing that I want to say about Costa Rica is Keylor Navas is going to ball out.
I was thinking the same thing.
That's all. We can move on to Germany, but I cannot see that roster without giving my favorite keeper some love.
Yeah, they have some fun midfield talents. So with Germany, I think it's mostly going to be a tale of Musiala.
You want to know who else I think it's going to be a tale of?
Adeyemi,
Nope.
Mukoko.
Yep. I think he's going to announce himself to the world at this World Cup. Everybody knows
You
who
think
he
so?
is. Everybody knows how good Musiala is. Everybody knows the potential of Makoko. I think we're going to see it.
I think
I really think we're going to see
both
it.
of them will ball.
I think Musiala's going to ball, but I think it's expected that he balls. I don't think it's expected for Makoko to ball.
I'm thinking Musiala does it to the next level, though.
Wow.
The way that
I think Musiala wins best young player of the tournament.
Yeah.
Pending how far Germany go.
I think even if they get knocked out, like I think they're winning this group. Like I'm not gonna beat around the bush, but
I think this group is cased between Germany and Spain. I just don't know who's going to take it.
yeah, I'm giving it to Germany just because of Musiala and like Kimmich and Goretzka and like Sane. You know.
I forgot what World Cup it was. It might have been 2010. Might have been 2014. I think it was 14 when Costa Rica was like written off because they were in the group of death and whatever, and they won it. So just like they're not the same side they were then, but just watch out for them, even though I don't think it's going to matter. But we're going to slide into Spain real quick, and we're going to get this moving a little bit quicker because I want to get to the predictions part, and there's a couple more squads I want to go over. I'm thinking we do Spain, and then we skip down to Brazil, and we just go.
So we've talked about Spain's keeper situation. In terms of this side, it's a lot about what kind of midfield they're going to be throwing out at you. I'm really interested to see Rodri, Pedri, and Gavi get a lot of minutes, but Carlos Soler should be.
I think the starting midfield is Rodri, Pedri, and Gavi, though.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that's pretty set in stone. But
Pedri and Gavi play so well together, and
exactly.
Rodri is one of the best in his position in the world.
He is the best. There's no argument. He is the best right now.
I'm surprised Ansu made this side just because of injuries, not ability. He's phenomenal, but he just he hasn't played a lot lately. So
no, but every time he comes on the pitch, it's pretty much like
filthy.
A goal and an assist. And so it's like, yeah, might as well.
Mm-hmm.
Pau Torres, love you to death. Laporte, love that you aren't on France.
Yeah, I love that América Laporte looked at Didier Deschamps and was like, "You don't want me, deuces," and now he's Spanish.
Yeah, for real.
If you can play for both and you haven't been capped, why not?
So Group F, this group has already been won because of the loss of one player, but
yeah, Alphonso Davies being hurt, it's over.
Yeah, he's still included in the side, but even with this side, with Jonathan David, with all of these other, yeah, he's still being included in the side.
Where is his name?
Literally forwards.
Oh,
he doesn't play as a defender.
I was looking at defenders.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I was so confused. But no.
Canada, like, if Davies doesn't play in
Belgium
or Croatia, you're screwed.
Yeah.
Because I think they can beat Morocco, but
yeah.
Croatia's way too dominant right now. That midfield is nuts. That midfield
That
is
midfield is
nuts.
nuts.
Literally,
Modric,
by
Kovacic,
far,
Brozovic.
hands down, one of the best midfields in the world.
Yes.
Um,
Yes. We can skip Morocco. Oh my God.
yeah, I'm sorry.
They
But
hold on. Hakeem Ziyech is on this side.
yeah, and so is Hakimi.
Yeah, but Hakeem Ziyech has multiple times declared that he wasn't going to play international anymore due to disagreements with the international manager. So it's shocking to me that he's included in this side. But it's a World Cup and they want their best players there. That is all.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
All right, so
But let's go to the best player in the world.
what?
Belgium.
Oh. I mean, they're old. They're aging. Their golden
I
generation's
know,
gone.
but you still have the best player in the world. So it's just sort of like
They have the best midfielder in the world. He's not the best player in the world. I'm
you
sorry.
can make the argument.
No,
Last season he was.
maybe, but no.
Right now I wouldn't.
No.
But
He's one of the best passing
last
midfielders
season,
I've ever
though.
seen. I don't think there's really ever been a point where he's been the actual clear-cut best player in the world, personally.
Oh no, I don't even think it's clear cut. I'm just saying, like, yeah, I think like he has like a full on case because he's had it for like multiple seasons too.
If you can't figure out who we're talking about, we're talking about KDB.
KDB for Belgium.
But so for me, Belgium's defense is old,
Gone.
just aging. Long gone are the days where Jan Vertonghen and Toby Alderweireld could hold down the back. Thibaut Courtois is still the best keeper in the world for me, so that they're fine there.
They have the best keeper and the best attacking midfielder.
Yes, and the Yuri Tielemans KDB link up is going to be good. I don't necessarily know who the third one they're going to pair in there is, and
yeah, because Witzel lost a step. Like you could do Castagne or Meunier or something, but
yeah,
like they're not naturally in the midfield. They're more of a right or left back.
Yep.
In terms of forwards, yeah.
I was gonna say I got two more teams I want to talk about before we go into our group predictions because we're nearing the 50-minute mark and I want to get a move on.
Yeah.
So we're gonna slide into. I think you know where I'm going with this. This is on paper, personally for me, hands down the best team in this competition.
Oh, by far. I don't even think there's an argument.
So first off, the goalkeepers in Brazil: Alisson, Ederson, Weverton.
Easy.
Phenomenal.
Defenders.
Dani Alves' inclusion is a little bit shocking to me, just given the age, but I'm not sure how much he's going to play and the leadership.
I was about to say.
The leadership. Danilo, Alexandro, Alex Telles, Bremer, who's been balling, Militao, Marquinhos, Thiago Silva. I don't see a weak point. Bruno Guimaraes, Casemiro, Everton Ribeiro, Fabinho, Fred, Lucas Paqueta. People were confused why Fred. Fred balls for Brazil.
Yes, and also Fred has been playing very good for United as well.
And then like Anthony,
you look up top.
Gabriel Jesus, Gabriel Martinelli, Neymar, Rafinha, Richarlison, Rodrigo, Vinicius Jr. And I didn't say Pedro because people were like, why is Pedro there? Dude's balling in Brazil. Yeah. Like just because you don't play in Europe doesn't mean you're not balling. And he is balling.
Yep.
Definitely deserves to be there.
No, I love seeing that. But
I also,
honestly,
I don't mind that Bobby's not there.
No.
You could make the case Bobby over Martinelli for age and experience, but I think including the young guy is important. I have one thing that I would like to ask you about, though, when it comes to Brazil, because this was a hot topic that was said by Ronaldo. Nazario, obviously, not.
Yeah, I know.
Do you know what he said, or do you?
I think I heard about it actually. I
So
don't remember.
he claims that Tite should have included Endrick. 16-year-old Endrick. And his reasoning was, even if you don't play him, the experience that you get going into a World Cup when you have this kind of talent up top, knowing that he's not going to play, is huge for development.
Yeah.
And Ronaldo said when I went to the World Cup in 2017, or not 2017, obviously, when he was 17,
Yeah.
he was like, I didn't step on the field, but I got to experience that, and it prepared me for the next one.
Yeah.
So I think when your squad is that stacked, it might not have been a bad move. It's like the argument for Makoko, even though Makoko's going to play, so that doesn't really. But
All right, so let's keep it going because you just said biggest surprise for me in this entire tournament may be Uruguay.
why?
Just because. Like, they arguably have the best midfielder in the world right now in terms of everything box to box. The way that
Fede?
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Valverde is hands down just by far the best box to box midfielder in the world.
Fede and Ben
Luis
Cantor,
Suarez can ball.
Edinson Cavani can ball.
Yeah.
Then
Darwin Nunez can actually develop into something here.
So
Pelistri.
December 2nd is the match that I'm most excited for.
Yes.
In this entire World Cup.
Yes.
Uruguay, Ghana. Simple. But that's a quick breakdown. Not really quick. That was like 20 plus minutes of the sides.
All right, let's do it real quick. What Group A? Who you taking?
Hold up. Are we just gonna do group winner and second, or are we gonna do like who's gonna win each game in the group?
Oh no, group winner and second.
Okay, so I'm not sure how much of this is gonna change from when we did this, however long ago, but I got the Netherlands winning the group in Group A, and I got Senegal in second, and I think it's like a 9 point and a 6 point, and then we'll see what Ecuador and Qatar end up with.
100% agree. Not even a flaw in that.
This one game I'm not in the next group, so I think England wins the group. I do think the USA comes in second. I really do.
I do as well.
I think we're going to get our shit together. I do have one thing to say, though. So over the last 2+ years of this show, when we refer to the beautiful game, we call it football. If England fails to beat the United States of America on November 25th, the High Kicks podcast will start to refer to the beautiful game that we all love as soccer. No, I'm not.
Actually, you are.
I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. If we win that game, the show's calling it soccer from now on.
I'm with it.
Nah, but I think England wins. I think
yeah.
I think we get second. I think this is more of a. So I think England finishes maybe with like 7 points. I don't think they get 9.
Yeah, I don't think England wins all 3 games. I was thinking like
I think they either draw us or Wales.
I was thinking they draw us and we barely squeak out a win against Wales and we end up beating Iran.
And then Group C.
In this group, it's more the U.S. is to lose than for Wales to win.
Yeah. So Group C. Argentina on top. Argentina on top with 3 wins.
And I'm taking Poland.
I'm taking Mexico.
Second, just because I think Poland is a little scrappier in terms of like as of recently. I think I'm relying on Lewandowski more than
Are you
name.
forgetting about World Cup Memo Ochoa?
Is he actually playing?
Uh-huh.
Bro, he's so old, but like, yeah, no, Lewandowski's not scoring.
Just saying. That's part of why I'm picking Mexico.
All right, so maybe I do pick Mexico, but yeah. The
So
next group, Group D.
France, Denmark, case.
Yeah, easy.
Group E. So it should be Spain and Germany.
I'm taking Germany and then Spain.
I'm saying just as going through, I'm taking Germany and
yeah.
then Spain also. But I would not be shocked if Costa Rica pulls second.
I'm taking Germany and then Spain.
I am too. But I'm just
They
saying
would have way too much to lose. Yeah,
I just
understand.
Wouldn't be shocked. I also like the World Cup curse, but I think France's group is just like I don't see Australia and Tunisia getting through, so I think the World Cup curse ends here.
Yeah, I genuinely don't see how they don't go through.
Like if France were in a more difficult group, I could see it happening, but not this time.
No. Based on what is happening with the other teams.
Yep. Yeah. So for Group F, I have Belgium top, Croatia second. Although my one thing is, if Alphonso Davies is healthy and able to play, I have Canada second.
I still have Croatia second. Like, I genuinely think Alphonso Davies is the difference maker, but I don't think he'll be back in time. And Croatia's midfield has been so dominant.
I think if Davies is back in time, it's Canada. If Davies even misses half of a match, it's Croatia.
Yeah.
I have Brazil. I have Brazil and Serbia. Although it could be Switzerland. I mean, I have Brazil top with 3 wins. Straight up.
I have Brazil, and I'm looking at the depth. If it was a couple years ago, I'd go for Cameroon, but I'm going to shoot for Switzerland. I really like the way that Sommer played last tournament, like the Euros. He was nuts, and he could easily replicate a performance like that.
I don't know if he's going to be the starting keeper.
I don't even think he is, but like
I think Kobel's going to be the starting keeper.
Well, I think they know what they're doing. If Sommer isn't starting and he is capable of balling like that, I'll give him some sort of props.
Yeah.
No, in terms of Group H, I'm going to be taking Portugal and Uruguay. I think Portugal just have such a dominant side, and then Uruguay are very attacking. So I'm interested to see what happens.
I agree. I got Portugal and Uruguay. Son's health could mean some weird things for Korea. Also, I don't want to write off Ghana. So for Ghana, for me, they could not qualify, but if they beat Uruguay, they go home happy. I think they're that. I'm so excited for that match after what happened in the quarterfinals when they last played.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that, Loki. That's gonna be the biggest match.
You forgot about that?
I forgot about it. Yeah, Hundo P. I was literally just thinking about how great of a match, like the matchups actually are. Like it could genuinely just be one of the greatest matches of the World Cup because of how even the sides are and such.
Yeah. But honestly, you got anything else?
Nope. Just my pillow. Pillow talk.
Just your pillow? Bedtime?
It'd be that time. I'm so slumped.
That's fair. So I think I speak for everybody who listens to the High Kicks podcast that we wish you a very fun trip in Europe, Karl. And it's going to be rough doing this without you. We're going to be talking the whole time. We're going to be shooting the shit about the World Cup. But thank you guys for tuning in. Sorry this one was a little long. But yeah, have fun on your
You
trip.
need to hear our voice sometimes.
Yeah.
Sorry, but
Peace.
peace.